again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your Sunday Talking Town. I'm, of course, your host, Gov, and this is the fan platform for fans by fans of the greatest football team on God's green earth. And we are here to celebrate Ipswich Town 4, Burton 0, 3 wins in a row, clean sheets galore, momentum, Big Mo suddenly on the sidelines at Portman Road. Can it carry forward? Can Plymouth slip up? We'll discuss everything and anything as we go through. And of course, we have Accrington and Stanley exactly on the horizon. Are we going to get another 3 points there Tuesday night? Another must win. Obviously, Plymouth have got 2 hard games coming up in the next week. Is it the chance to take advantage? Let's get a couple of comments before we get really into the meat and bones. Billy says, did you see Alex Griffin dressed up? I did see Griffin, but I didn't see him dressed up. Don't forget, he's doing a half marathon. Not the London Marathon. Classic, Gov. Colin Plum, haven't you... Oh, no, it's my number. I don't know. Like, this is what I mean about talking tech. It's personal in the chat. It gets like a community feel. I love it. Absolutely love it. Lots of comments. Phil Blundell loves the intro music. Will we get a Phil Blundell Cruncher show off today? I don't know. That's what the people come to see. They're paying their hard-earned money. They just call me Eddie Hearn. And I'll be promoting that fight in the left corner. Phil, the power, Blundell. And in the right corner, Cruncher. Love it. Let's have it. Right. Let's get straight into it. Somebody get the tables. Hard truth are here, delivering the truth that nobody wants to hear. The Cruncher and the Media Mogul. Nobody wants to go on, Crunch. You got something to say?
Me and Matt, we're lovers, not fighters.
Fuck off. You two the WhatsApp, we're always at it. Always. Look at this
Phil's
man
all
here.
right. Look. Man. Leave Phil alone.
Are you mates with Phil now again?
Phil's all right.
Yeah, no, he's all right. I've always thought, hang on. I've always thought he's all right.
Leave him alone. Stop trying to stir things. Stop being a stirrer.
I'm just being Eddie Hearn, mate. I'm just promoting
anyway,
the fight of the century.
Don't talk about me. Talk about that man at the top and look at the hat.
Oh, the man from Del Monte.
He say yes.
This is continuity from
Positivity
last
Phillips.
week.
Positivity Phillips is back. I've got one thing to say. Nigel Clough, Jimmy Floyd, Bywater, Ben, Varney, your boys took a hell of a beating. Love it.
Look at him, drunk off beating Burton.
Get in now. Playing in the style we want to see. That's what I wanted to see. 3 goals in 11 minutes.
Let's start with Burton, because obviously David Burns tweeted you, wasn't a big fan of how they were playing.
You said they were one of the worst teams he'd seen at Portman Road.
What were your thoughts? No, so what were your thoughts?
I didn't agree. See, I know they took an age over taking a long throw, Matt. I mean, how much?
Oh, my God.
Hang on, there's a little bit more perspiration on that ball. Just get it under my shirt. Give it a little dry. I thought they come and had a go. They got a style of play, get the ball forward, corners, free kicks, long throws. That's how they play. And I think they'll probably survive, Matt. From what I see yesterday, I didn't think they're the worst team. Morecambe, absolutely terrible. Forest Green,
the worst team we've ever seen.
Listen, as you say, Martin, it's all about opinions. You know, it is about opinions. And for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, they were in the game. And then 3 goals in 11 minutes killed the game, didn't it? And it was as simple as that. So, yeah, good luck to them. I've got nothing against Burton. Chaos, that's what they like to call, as Kieran said, chaos in the box. I think if they'd had someone like a Hadney, I'm not saying he's the best footballer, but someone with a bit of physicality, which they didn't have. And what was the lad who went to Bolton? Matt was their striker. They sold him.
Can't remember.
Quite a few goals for him. They've obviously not replaced him. So
no.
It is what it is. And good luck to them. And fair play to the 147 who travelled.
They play the Mick McCarthy style of percentage football. You know, you put it in the mixer, you play for the second ball, you're 50-50s, all of that. Which is, it's got a place in football, I agree. I do agree with David. I do think they're probably one of the worst teams I've seen down here. I
think their downfall is the fact Am I echoing somewhere here?
You are, sadly, yeah. You're the worst one to echo. We don't hear you twice, do we?
Whose computer am I echoing on? It's not mine.
It's not mine.
Do you wear that crick? Do you wear that hat when you go down to Chelmsford and watch the 2020?
I haven't actually, but I'm contemplating. I've got meetings.
I reckon you have a couple of beers, you'll get a bit leery. Someone will knock that off your head, wouldn't they? Oh,
yeah.
You got no fans. Right. You got no fans. You want some?
Kicked off.
When you're in there, weren't you, in the pavilion?
kicked off, didn't it?
People get Larry, didn't they? T20 on a Friday night, Matt. Have a few beers.
And it was pensioners. Lively. What was the question again? Oh, I was butting in, wasn't I? Yes, I thought they were. I thought their downfall was the fact that they actually dominated that early period, because I think it gave them confidence, and the ground was quiet again.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of, you know, they'd come with the good form, sixth in the table. Was it 4 wins, drawn 1, lost 1?
Yeah.
And then I don't know, that gave them false confidence. And like you say, we got the 3 goals in 11 minutes.
I agree with you there. The ground was quiet, and look, they possibly could have had a penalty. I've not seen it again.
It wasn't a penalty. No,
it wasn't. There you go. But listen, if they'd have got ahead, you could feel just before we scored, the crowd was getting a little bit nervous and a bit edgy, because I didn't think we played that well over the whole game. I didn't think we were that amazing. We didn't really have to, because we killed them off in that 11-minute spell. And we've said on here before, we need to be more ruthless.
And we were.
And we put it to bed, and the game was done by half time. So that's what we want to see on Tuesday night as well.
It is spot on. Yeah, spot on. We were clinical.
You want to see exactly the same performance again. These teams we just put to bed. I love it. Chaplin looks so good against these sides. He looks good against the top level, but he really looks like an elite championship player, doesn't he?
Bring up Chaplin and Burns, what they done before the game yesterday, Matt.
Go for it.
Yeah. What do they do?
Well, it's fantastic. They came out, didn't they, wearing ear defenders, because there was a couple of autistic kids. Look, I've got 2 autistic children, and I sent Conor a message last night, and within 5 minutes he replied saying, look, he loves it. It's our club. And it was her game too yesterday as well. And it is now. It is our club. And it feels like under the previous regime, look, there was good things that Marcus Evans done, but a lot of things that he didn't. But I love that yesterday. They came out there and it showed we're for everybody, Ipswich Town. And Chaplin, I've said it on here before, guys. On the pitch, brilliant. Off the pitch, Matt, different class. And Wes, and all of them, because I said a couple of weeks ago, it's not just signing for the football club just to be part of the playing wise. They've got to buy into the foundation and the work that they do in the community. And I thought yesterday, well done, boys. Absolutely tremendous.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah, and I spoke about Chaplin. He's one of my favourite players off the field. He reminds me of Matty Holland on the field. He's our talisman. If he plays well, we generally win. And yesterday, he played like a man with his hair on fire. It was just phenomenal, Matt, to see him. It was really watching a player at the peak of his powers.
Yeah, he gives so much, doesn't he, to the side? And like, is there a better volleyer of a ball in that division, or even in the Football League, maybe? Fantastic. I mean, you got
Davis, great comment there, Matt. We've seen it in the chat.
What's this?
2 legs umpire.
I just think he's fantastic, absolutely. And you know, looking maybe a little bit at the bigger picture, if it doesn't happen for us this season, then you've got to think Championship clubs will be looking at him. But he's that much invested. He's that much invested in us, as Rich found out last night in the DM that he got. Yeah. Fantastic player, brilliant.
Yeah, great player. I think he'll be off if you're not promoted. He's playing at the peak of his power, and
that would be another lip quivering moment for me along the lines of when Dalian left, Kevin Wilson left. I said this on Discord when Matty Holland left. I'm like, no.
It's been obvious for a while, Rich, that we are a Conor Chaplin football team. When he plays well, we win. When he doesn't, when he's quiet, when he's kept out of the game, we generally don't do well. We are his team.
I was talking to Carl Brooks this morning, and he said what I'd said before. Like last season, I think, Martin, there was games there where you had him and Selena, and they were both playing too deep.
Yeah. Whereas
this season, I think he's playing 10 or 15 yards further forward, and he's getting in them areas around the box. I listened to their manager, Matt, and he was saying, like, the first goal that Burton conceded, you can't give someone like Chaplin 3 touches in the box unchallenged. No. You know, you cannot do that, because you know he's lethal. Normally it's 1 touch bang, but he's had 3 touches there, and it's a good finish in the corner. And look, I think, what's he got now? 19 goals, Mike? I think 16 in the league. 2 behind Clark Harris. McGoldrick's on 16 as well, Matt, at Derby. So Connor's going to get 20 plus. And I said to Mike Brown this morning, he will clean up all the awards at the end of the season.
And rightfully so.
Support, box holders, everything. He'll win the lot.
And rightfully so. You know, we get a couple of comments from the chat in just
Brilliant.
a moment. But you're right. What I've noticed though, when we start with the goal kick, Christian Walton starts with it. It's almost like a 4-2-4 because you've got the four central strikers just literally pushed onto the back line, and we're told almost play 2-touch, get it up to the front four. So they are playing much further forward. Broadhead yesterday, for example, almost played like a second striker a lot of times next to Big Fred. We didn't see that last year. That's been a little bit of a tactical tweak that Kieran.
Do you think we go a bit more direct since January?
Yeah, big time. Yeah. Since we fucked up, we've decided, right, fuck about, let's go straight up because
even in the last few weeks, I think we was just over 300 passes yesterday, where we were doing 650 odd and not scoring at all. It's much better.
That was the problem though when Burton had their big moments in the first sort of 15 minutes. Rich, we played like Paul Lambert's asthmatic snail. Yeah. That's what allowed them to do the high press. That's what allowed them to come on to us. Yeah, closing down. Yeah. But that's what allowed. We played like asthmatic snails. Like it was so slow. It was methodical, and then we went through the gears like a boxer goes through the jab, and before you knew it, bang bang, referees coming in with the right hand.
We always play better, I think, when we play quicker, and I think you can probably get away with it. It seems like Burton, like your Accringtons. When we're playing these teams, when we got to go to Derby, when we got to go to Bolton next Saturday, Barnsley, we've got to go on the front foot there. Because if you go into a team like Bolton, Matt, and we play like we did the first 20, 25 minutes yesterday, you might find yourself 1-0 down, and then it's harder for yourself because you're chasing that game. You know, whereas yesterday, Burton, they had some moments, but they didn't really threaten the goal, did they? I didn't think. I was surprised that Charlie Kirk was on the bench. He's one of their like signings on loan from Charlton, and he's done quite well for him. I was surprised. I like him, like I said when he was at Crewe. But I think you get away with it, them slow starts against these teams that we should steamroller. Because 4 goals, what is it? Morecambe, Forest Green, and Burton. Yeah. But this is what we should be doing. Let's not say beat around the bush. We should be putting these teams to the sword.
It was great. Yeah, you're right. It's great to see. I mean, look, you look ahead to Burton on. Well, hopefully Accrington will be exactly the same, or team worse than Burton in the form table and in league form, etc. So hopefully that'll be the same. And then you go to Bolton next week, like you say, and you know you've got to. Look, I was looking at the Bolton squad. I don't think any of that squad, other than maybe Santos, the centre half player.
Yeah,
I think he's a good player. The captain, he might get in our side. But I don't think anyone else would. So let's not go up there cautiously. Let's go up there and, like you say, Rich, play off the front foot. Because when we do, as we did yesterday, teams can't live with us.
And you look at that game yesterday, we got them 3 goals, and you're thinking Burton are desperately clinging on here for half time, because if it had been another 10 minutes, I think we'd have got another couple of goals. I honestly do.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd be going under big time then.
Yeah.
And it shows that we've got this in our locker. Like you say, we can go through them gears, but sometimes let's start fast. You know, let's not let the opposition get a foothold in the game, because it will.
Bristol Rovers, right? That's what happened to Bristol Rovers.
Cambridge a little bit.
Yeah, would have been 2 down.
And moving the ball too slow.
Far too slow. Yeah.
Right. What we saw yesterday, much better. But then maybe, I don't know, look, the pitch ain't great, is it? But it's a lot better than going to some of these little crappy grounds we have to go to, like your Cambridge, your Bristol Rovers and all that kind of thing. And MK Dons last week, Rich, you said you were close to the pitch, and it was, we could see it on iPhone. They weren't very good. You said it was even worse in person.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, a couple of comments, shall we? It's Graham Hodges, Colin Plum finished your book, loved it, brought back many memories. Many good, some not so much. Thank you very much. It is a great book. We'll be highlighting it again very shortly, but I've been reading it this morning on the way to church, on the way back from church. Great read.
Did you not try and sell some copies at church?
No, I should have done.
This is like the Ipswich Town Bible, surely.
Wait, is this the equivalent of the American sort of girl guys selling the cookies out, from door to door? Literally everywhere you go. Do you like football? Well, I've got a great book for you. Sit down. Like, is that what we're doing?
You don't get guys. Come on.
You sold 2 copies.
The guys that sit around me who've been going for a long, long time, told them about Colin and everything, and they've bought it, and it's coming via Prime tomorrow. I read a little bit of it today. I'm really enjoying the 60s stuff. Gives you real flavour. Like driving from Bury St Edmunds to Ipswich took like an hour and 15 minutes, and you had to go through villages and things. It's dead interesting. I keep reading it in Colin's voice.
That's the thing. That's what makes it really good. That's what I've already sort of thought about offering my voice services to do the audio commentary. But
you can put me to sleep anytime.
Absolutely, son. I put a lot of people to sleep. Don't worry about that. It's a great book. The way he's written it, is an easy read. It's an easy sort of
Night,
Sunday afternoon pick up, have a cup of coffee, have a slice of cake, and just sort of drift back into the 60s and watch.
That's interesting you say that. When I met Matt Stannard a couple of weeks ago when we had the meeting about
who needs great credit, by the way. He needs picking up as well because he's done fantastic work. Matty, we love you.
But Matt said, because obviously Colin had handwritten this. It was handwritten.
Yeah.
He's not changed any of it. He's not changed any of it. It's literally how Colin wrote it, and it's fantastic.
Very much in Colin's voice, isn't it? Which gives it an identity, uniqueness, and the flavour all of itself. It's great. Brilliant.
It does. James says Broadwood's getting better and better. He is. We'll come back to Broadwood in a second. James, team had a proper balance yesterday. Massimo drive, which we'll talk about in just a second, but crucially allowed all the creative players to thrive.
David Jones, he's not happy with you. He's called you Mr. Hat. I think he's a Bolton fan, David is.
They're running that. Yeah, we'll come to him.
Dion Charles, good player. Good player.
You want some, David? You want some? You're going to get it next week. Next Saturday, you'll get some.
Lewis Robertson, really nice to have decent lads as well as decent players in our club. Too many took the club and fans for a ride. Makes such a difference. Have good characters and they deserve success. Trey was sent with 2 against Agriton, but Tuesday go with Humphreys and Massimo rest. I will mention more because I thought the management of that yesterday was terrible. I'm going to be brutally honest.
He knows how to manage himself, I think. So, look, I would have took him off.
Yeah, but you're 3-0 up, Rich. You've got your captain and a referee that looked like he was giving out cards for like over smize.
Yeah.
I just thought
20 minutes. Free kick, Matt. Talk to me about that free kick down right by where you were sitting by the corner flag when Freddie was chasing the defender down. It was dreadful.
Absolutely ridiculous. He said it was
not as ridiculous as that the offside. I don't know if you've seen it on the socials this morning when I think he's given Ladapo or Davis offside. They were about 5 yards on side. The line overshot. The referee, it was the first foul was Harry Clark, wasn't it? And then he booked him.
Yes.
But then he set the stall out then that he had to book every player who made a foul.
John Brayford was next.
Love watching Brayford. Loved watching
John Brayford. Yeah, I was giving him a bit of stick.
In the second half, when he got that volley, I was like, go on, John. Go on, big man. Basically, you say, offside for Ladapo was the worst decision I've ever seen. And that's a low bar. Yeah. Steve, hope you don't mind me being here. I hope all 3 of us get promoted. 3 of the best teams in the league. No, you come. We don't care who you support. All are welcome. All are welcome.
Yeah, Steve's nice and respectful, isn't he? He's respectful.
Yeah, absolutely. Lee and David.
Unlike that Mr. Bolton fella.
Well, shall I read it? Got to piss myself at Mr. Hat. Only Santos was getting to that Ipswich side from the whole Bolton squad, who, by the way, are running out of steam. I'm just going to say that. He's on crack. The man from Del Monte.
Look, listen here, David Jones, if that's really your name. That sounds like a made-up name. I've never heard one. Your keeper ain't getting in our squad because we've got Christian Walton. He might have the old.
He's a good goalkeeper.
He's okay. He's not as good as Walton. I'm not having Dion Charles over Freddie
You've been in Walton the other week.
He was.
Oh, 2-touch.
Got good backup in Ladke. Yeah, I don't like the 2-touch. Everyone knows I don't like that. But no. Santos maybe gets in our team. Maybe. The rest of them don't think so. You concentrate on trying to win the pizza thing. Because you ain't going up ahead of us, my friend.
He's got 16 goals, Dion Charles. Didn't know that.
I liked him. I think he was on one of my shopping lists, Dion Charles.
He was when he was at Accrington.
And so was Charlie Kirk when he came on yesterday. I thought, oh, look, one of Rich's signings can't get the Burton team.
Fairly decent, I thought. He can stick a ball in the box, to be fair to him.
Probably had a couple of... I don't know why.
Anyway, do we? The old playoff thing. We've never liked that one.
Just say Barry Knight to him.
In your tough sheet stadium, wherever it's...
Barry Knight!
That's what you've got to say to my Bolton fan.
Have that.
Have that. Barry Knight. What a man.
It's going to be tough shit for you next week when you get turned over. When you get rolled over next week by the Blue Army.
Oh, David will be all over us in the chat next week if we get rolled over up there, Matt.
We do deserve it, to be fair.
Week's long time in football, David.
Where are we going to stick the Barry Knight statue, by the way, up by Portman Road? Well, that deserves to be there, Great part of our history. Set us up for what we had.
Fan zone. Put me in the fan zone.
Like the Robbie Elliott sending off when does it Royce or he crunches over the side there?
Yes.
Someone comes running over, and then someone lobs a cup of tea. It's great. He's like, what have I done? Hang on, you've got your second yellow. Get off the pitch. See you later.
Is it the David Johnson red card for me, where he's literally sidewalk slammed him?
That's the penalty. That's the Clapham penalty when he just literally. There you go. Away. What's that for? Why
wrestling, is it? Oh no, it's not wrestling, mate. What are you doing? The ball's gone. Anyway.
Jamie Clapham take another penalty for Town, Matt. I think that was his only penalty he took.
I think so. I think you're right. I can't think of one.
Straight down the middle.
Yeah.
We should call the referee's dressing room the Barry Knight suite.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah.
good shout.
Mark Ashton, if you're watching. By the way, I want to give a big shout out to Mark Ashton. You'll be surprised because January business right now, fellas.
Oh,
Don't look
David
too
Jones
bad,
says,
does it?
we will beat you, Mr. Del Monte.
Nah, you can say what you like.
In all seriousness, shout out
Sure,
Bolton
mate.
because look, they, we played them when they had to play that academy team. They got relegated. They've come back. They're on par with us.
Ah, look at him. Look at him backtracking now, just in case.
Shout
Just
out.
like I was backtracking with the January signings.
I give shout outs when teams have done well, done good. They won't finish above us. I mean, done 3 games ahead of us, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Yeah,
Done good.
3 points behind us. But I want to shout out the Mark Ashton, the dashboard, the January signings. I was critical of a couple of them when they signed.
Which ones?
Well, Hurst didn't think he moved the needle. He had to prove me. Still the jury's still out.
I still don't think he is moving the needle, quite frankly. He presses. Am I allowed to say that on here? He presses well. Certainly against MK Dons he did, but
he closes down well.
He's like Ben Moore said yesterday. He struggled to get in the game yesterday.
He
but
did.
Then it was 1 though, wasn't it?
But Broadhead is by far a great player. I'm so pleased we picked him up.
Yeah.
Massimo Luongo. A lot of people giving big love to Massimo.
Don't start the fisherman off. Don't start Mike off.
Well, I don't know what he said, but I'm kind of with him. Massimo was good yesterday, but good kept the ball, looked okay. But did he really do what Humphreys does? Not for me. Not for me.
I think he's got a bit more oomph about him than Humphreys.
Well, he should do it at his age. He's got more football in his legs. He's had more minutes on the grass, Rich.
That's
I
not
think-
criticism.
I can't remember who said it. I can't remember who said it to me yesterday post match, but it certainly looked like Massimo had taken a bit of pressure off Morsey. You didn't notice Morsey as much yesterday, did you?
He's playing better, much better. I like Moores. He's really.
I thought Luongo was very good. I would say actually he was in the running for man of the match yesterday. I thought he kept the ball well. He was looking to move forward. He's not passing sideways like an Evans might do. I thought he looked good.
I thought he helped with Sam, that Sam could just sit there and just do his instead of having to be that player that, well, I don't know what they're trying to turn him into, box to box midfielder, and he's not. Just do your clearing up, give it to the better players.
How old is Luongo? 30? Bit older?
Oh, well, I'll have a look. But for
You're
me,
give him another contract, didn't you, Matt? I can tell.
Yeah, I said it. Did I say Friday? Yeah, absolutely. I would. Yeah,
30.
absolutely.
Yeah, 1992 was born.
Right.
Sydney,
Oh,
Australia.
Stevie, thank you for the love in the chat. There he goes. Look.
But look, I thought he was very comfortable on the ball, very tidy, almost very Sonny Aluko-esque in the way he was, sticky control, looked the part. But does he look forward as much as Humphreys? Like what?
You like that saying? Sticky control.
Yeah,
Sticky control. Anything sticky is great.
Like
You said that about Hadley. He's got very sticky fingers.
Yeah, it did work out well, did it for him?
Yeah.
Just
Well,
like Raheem Harper in the.
Still a good keeper, man. Still a good keeper.
Yeah.
You're getting that Bolton team, 100%.
That's what we need. See, we need a pre-season player of the pre-season award called the Raheem Harper Award. These little things starting to come out, but he was okay. Just not Cameron Humphreys, and
Fair enough.
I'd play
That's
Humphreys
easy.
over him. And I'm just interested in what you two think, because a lot of fans, James Mann saying Luongo is far better than Humphreys. Morsey and Luongo, best 2 centre midfielders.
I don't think you can really.
more experienced. He's played international football. Cameron's just starting out.
Yeah, you can't compare the two. You're right. Absolutely. One's at the start of their career, one's at the twilight, and done 50 appearances for Australia and been in tournaments. So you can't really compare. I'm just pleased they're both in the squad and looking to contribute,
Do you go with Luongo on Tuesday, or do you go with?
See, that's the only thing with him and with his fitness. Can he play 2 games, Matt, in 4 days?
I'd maybe go with Cameron against Accrington Stanley. A team we should be looking to steamroll again. Go with Cameron, yeah, absolutely. And Morsey, yeah, and then see how it all fits for Saturday in our cup final.
I agree with John there. He gives you solidity. He does.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. Look, he's an experienced player. Sheffield Wednesday fans said he was a good player, just couldn't stay fit. If he can stay fit from now to the running, I think he's got a big part to play, Matt. I really do. I'm not saying Humphreys hasn't. It's just we need that little bit of know-how, I think, sometimes. Bit of nous.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. It's where I'd use them. For me, Luongo, Bolton away, Barnsley away. Yeah, okay. I can see the real merits of putting a player who's got international experience in ball retention. Not as loose on the ball, maybe as a young man who's a bit, more creative or reckless in the sense of doesn't understand the situation or whatever. These young players do. But Burton at home, Accrington Stanley at home, I think Cam deserves to have those 2 opportunities, and you're not going to get much of a drop off if you can't see Burton out, Rich. I mean,
Well, I agree, but then for 20 minutes, we did struggle to get a foothold in the game. They went man to man. They pressed aside, didn't they? And
Close us down.
Ball. So,
Do you think that was a surprise then?
I think they'll look after him. I think they'll look after him because knowing that was his first proper football since, when was it, Matt? Last season? When did he last play? Was it May?
For Sheffield Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, it was a while ago. Broadhead, $1.5 million.
Do you think they took us by surprise yesterday, then?
Oh. I don't know. Does Kieran McKenna get surprised?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I just wonder if they were surprised that they came on the front foot so quickly against us.
I was.
Yeah, so was I. But then I suppose you had confidence because of the form they were in and, the 4 wins from 6 and all that thing.
Bit of naivety, okay. I would always play the low block at Portman Road because I know we struggle to break it down.
Well, Ben Moore made a very good point. Another very good point Ben made yesterday was that would we have got better results against your Fleetwoods, your Cheltenham, Lincoln with the January signings we made? If we had them now, your Broadhead, etc. Probably.
Broadhead has really, as I said, as we signed him, he's moved the needle because him and Chaplin, and you could put any striker in there to be fair, but him and Chaplin, you give me 2 better 10s in this division and I'll tell you you're lying to me because they are just, I mean, Broadhead, he drifts in and out of games, but he's such a wonderful player. It's such a joy to watch him play football, Rich. And then when he gets going and cooking with Chaplin, oh my God.
He just, I always think he always plays on the half turn.
Yeah.
He's always got his head up and he's a quality, like you said, Matt, he's a quality player. He shouldn't be playing in this division, really. If you read his interview from before the game and saying, like, he dropped down, because he's been at Everton since, I think a young kid. So realistically there, his time was done, wasn't it, really? He wasn't going to get a sniff there. And he said probably he could have had some more game time. I suppose it doesn't help when you've got a club like Everton having so many managers and they're coming in wanting results. They're not really going to give someone like a Broadhead that sort of running the team. But I think, look, he's just going to get better, Martin. What's he got? 3 goals, 2 assists now? Quality player,
The worldie free kick got us back in the Sheffield game when it was all going to pot. Yeah, brilliant. A game, well, as the name suggests, with the ownership, he was a game changer.
He was. And that first goal, I had your voice in my head when we scored it because it only cost £3 million. But that's the moments, they're the opportunities that you pay the money for.
Exactly. I've had a bit of a love-hate relationship with Kieran since the turn of the year because we haven't seen those moments enough with the quality. But I give him every success for yesterday because he was. Oh, and the dogs agreeing.
Dogs agreeing always.
You saw the quick passing, you saw the movement, you saw the arrival in the box, the goal, etc. Fantastic. Just annoys me. We've not seen it since November, really.
Absolutely. Before we drop the link, let's discuss the 2 fullbacks. We'll start with the left-hand side. Big worry. Kieran, after the game, said hopefully it's nothing more than just a knock to Leif Davis, but he did limp off, couldn't put pressure on it.
Good.
Matt, obviously, accident Stanley on Tuesday. Where's you thinking on that one?
Well, I mean, he won't make Tuesday, will he? I don't think. Hopefully, he'll make Saturday. But I mean, is the main man, Greg Lee, around to fill in? Because I mean, I'm a big fan of his. I've said before, I feel a little bit sorry for him because I think maybe he came thinking he would be a first team starter. Didn't they spend a lot of money on Davis? And he's worth his weight in gold, isn't he, on that corner kick delivery? That's a real threat for us. If he's not playing, we do lose that slightly, I think. But I think Greg Lee will come in and do a really good job. He certainly looked good in that FA Cup game, Rich, against Burnley and other cameos that we've seen him in. He's a unit.
So Leif's got 9 assists now. I think he's created 86 chances. I was reading. Look, it's an interesting one. I was talking to the boys when we were going home last night. Now, you say about Greg Lee, Matt. I'll say he'll play JD at right back and he'll play Harry Clark at left back.
Well, that's the how they switched yesterday, wasn't it? Why did Dinestia not go to the left side? I mean, he was left-sided for Accrington Stanley, I believe. Weird.
No, I like Greg Lee. I think he's a really good player, and I think he's been unlucky, isn't he? Really, that Davis has been in such good form.
Yeah, really good.
But if Davis was out any length of time, I think that would be a massive, massive miss.
Yeah,
because I don't think we've got anyone as good as him in that position.
He gives you attacking threat, doesn't he? Look, Greg Lee's got an attacking threat in that he's a unit pushing forward, but it's more natural to Davis. And you saw that in the second half against MK last week, where he was really on the front foot and putting the pedal to the metal and all that kind of thing. Yeah, we would miss him long term, 100%.
He's created almost twice as many chances as the nearest player, which is Sam Morsey, who's got 45.
Right.
That's that much of an impact he has on our. And you can say
it doesn't
set
give
pieces.
It doesn't give the split for set pieces, does it?
No, but we had a year last year, gentlemen, where set pieces were basically give the ball back to the opposition.
Yeah, it was.
If we lose that as you come into the run-in, I just one of those moments, heart in mouth, where you think, please put weight on that foot. Just walk normally, please. You can go off, but just walk normally.
Well, Harry Clark was giving him a piggyback off.
Such a vital player. Such a vital player. And I love watching him.
They obviously got a bit of a relationship, those two. It's good to see. Certainly for someone who's just come back into the thing. Yeah.
We'll come to that in a second. Before we come to that, relationships, just an amazing chance to meet David yesterday. David Bergen, a big supporter of Talking Town, a big follower, big supporter. We can't do this without you, David. It was really great to meet you. I hope you have a safe trip back home. But I know I enjoyed it. I know the gentleman here enjoyed it as well. Meeting such a great supporter of the platform.
We were saying, we just jump in the car or the train or whatever, do the 40 minutes up the A12 or jumps to Ipswich on the train. Think nothing of it. David and his son, great to meet.
You do sometimes, Matt. If it's a Tuesday, you wouldn't.
If I feel like it.
We ain't doing Tuesday.
Dublin,
if it's a big game Tuesday, if you're there.
Dublin to Stansted. They've booked hotels. They've gone to the game yesterday. They're going, I think, see the women today. Amazing. Such great commitment. Brilliant.
Yes. Yeah. Great to meet him. Harry Clark. Love Harry Clark's performance. Loved his passion in the game. Bin it.
Love it. Love it. Bring it back.
No.
Then bring the German thing back.
Hey. No, seriously, I loved his performance. I loved his passion in the game after the second goal. Really giving it large, he was. But Harry, bin the elbow, mate. Or bin
Did he say passing of the torch on Twitter?
Passing of the torch. I think Chambo on Instagram.
Was he one of the people? Was he one of the kids that lived at Chambo's place?
I don't know. Possibly.
That's what I'm thinking is the connection. Listen, bring it back. I used to love that. It means you're doing well.
Yeah, but we want a bit of passion. Surely we want passion, Martin.
Everyone's been having a go at me the last month for being miserable. There we are celebrating a 4-0 win. Get fans, players all together.
I wasn't.
Martin's miserable about it.
I was happy at the 4-0 win. Of course I was, don't be wrong. But no, I saw the fist pump and I died. Died inside a little bit. Because he's been here 10 minutes. He's been here 10 minutes. He's still got memories of Joe Ironson under his bed. Let's just what he has. You can't change that. That was a terrible
I think he's good going for. He's one of these modern fullbacks, Martin. They're excellent. I want to see him tested, really tested defensively. Like say a Bolton away when he's got Affaline's gone, isn't he? Someone like that up against him, and let's see what he's got. I think he's a good player and he's going to improve, because he's got the age.
You're playing in the Championship for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Through our academy.
I think they showed a little bit yesterday. I think that was probably the first time I've seen that sort of partnership with Burns down that side. Because Wes had it with JD, didn't it? Last season it was.
Was that the second goal?
For Broadhead.
Yeah. Great move. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see tiki-taka. Boring. That's like I said, when we played out, McKenna's not getting us out of the division. When we play like we did yesterday, fast.
Quick. No one can live with us, Matt, when we play like that. We blow teams away. We blow teams away like that.
Yeah.
It just feels like a WWE situation where Harry Clark's done the fist pump. He says it's a passing of the torch. And the next week, during the game, there's going to be, oh my God, it's Luke Chambers, he's here. And there's going to be a big, it just feels contrived.
That's one of the things that everyone liked about Chambers, though, wasn't he? He was very limited in his ability, but he used it to the best of his ability to have a great career. Oh, please.
No, he played up to the fans. Not for me. Not for me. Do your job, mate. Do your job. Know your role.
Played with like a bloody.
Right. Now, in that playoff season under Mick, when we're winning at Watford in the last minute 1-0, Chambers is coming over. Are you walking out?
No.
You were giving it a big one as well. You go, whoa,
you were great.
Hey!
Oh, the biggest.
He done about 5 that day. I thought his arms pulled off that day, Matt.
He's got the same attitude as Chaplin, I think, Chambo. He played with a bloody punctured lung for crying out loud against, was it Bristol City or somebody? Brilliant.
Just don't give it that.
He bleeds the blue and white. That's what we want to see. Bleeding the blue and white.
Just do the Matty Holland walk around and just fuck off.
Oh, now if you did that, you'd be going, he's trying to be Matt Holland. You can't win. I love it. You keep doing it, my friend. Keep doing it. I love it. Keep winning 4-0. I'll be staying like this.
I like the fist pump after the second goal on his own, to the North Stand. I like that in the game. That's full of that. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Do you think it was too staged?
Yes, it just felt all like the camera was there at the time, and then he got the tweet afterwards. It's like Goldberg coming back next week.
Come and get me do this. I'm gonna do the Chambo. Here we go.
Yeah. I love it though. All right. I love Harry Clark. Just drop the elbow. Right, Fisherman, did you watch the game?
I'd love to see.
Of course, I watched the game. I would. How would I not watch the game? I love it. I love watching the game.
It's almost like a qualifying question these days. Did you watch the game?
Yeah, Matt's got beer in his bonnet.
Did you pay for the game, Mike?
I watched the game. I loved it. Proper loved it. Really good game. Of course, I paid for the game. What are you on about?
I've heard a lot about you on social media, but I don't want to know about that. What are your thoughts on the game?
Look, I think me and Matt Stannard were on the same opinion that we were on Discord about 20 minutes. It was a snooze fest. It was really poor, and I was like, "Is something going to happen in this game?" And then, thank God, Chaplin scored, because until that point, we were close to dog shit right across that midfield. We really were. What's he say?
So you were you not a fan of Massimo Luongo yesterday?
Nothing to do with being a fan of Massimo Luongo. I've got nothing against him. I thought he played well. I do think there's a section of fan base who get on the old hype train a bit, and he had a good game. So give him man of the match. Look, he was a good solid 7 yesterday.
Agreed.
Was he a good solid 7? But if you want to look at man of the matches, you've got to look at the players that changed the game and worked hard. You got, look at, Burgess has got a good shout. He was brilliant yesterday. Even I admitted that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did play very well.
Broadhead, superb yesterday. Chaplin, man of the match by a clear mile.
Yeah.
Wes Burns, probably his best game for a long time. Look, Wes always gives 100% and always will take on players. It's just been the final ball, Wes, and I'd quite happily sort of say it to him. I think he gets a lot of unfair criticism. And just because he's not getting to the level he was last season. Well, last season he only had 1 defender to worry about. This season they always seem to stick 2 on him.
Yeah.
No respects, but if you're having 2 players, that's a show of respect, in my opinion. If 2 defenders are going to him and say, "Look, we need to close this player down because he's good." Do you know what I mean? Look, at the end of the day, yesterday, Luongo had a good, had a good game. There's no getting past that. But I remember when Dominic Ball had that man of the match performance, and even I gave him man of the match. And look what happened after that. That all fell away, and but we just got to be careful not to get on this hype train just because he's a new player. He's renowned for being injured all the time. If in 10 games' time we're promoted, and that's a lot of it's down to him helping out in the midfield, yeah, absolutely. But let's not get on the hype train. Let's keep it real. We beat a very, I wouldn't say they were poor, but they were. Look, they couldn't fault Burton's effort yesterday. They were working hard, but there was no firepower. There was no real structure to their gameplay. Really, it was long ball, long. How long did that? Oh, Rich, mate, how long did they take for them throw-ins? And then you end up throwing it backwards.
The referee lets him get away with it, Mike. Why is he letting him get away with it? Strolling across it like he's walking the dog on a Sunday morning.
But what can he do, really? Because any player on that pitch can take that throw in. There's no rule to say it's got to be the nearest player. So what really can the referee do in minute 12?
It's a management tactic, isn't it? If I saw my player jogging along a pitch like that, taking his time, I'd be like, "What are you doing? Let's get this ball."
That's right what Steve Parry says there, Mike. Right, what Steve Parry says, they sped up after we scored.
Yeah, they did. Of course they did, because they were a goal down, but 0-0, they wanted it. We've got a couple of super chats. £5 super sticker from David. Thank you very much, David. We appreciate that. and
gutted
£5
on me,
from
David.
David
Go on, David
Jones.
Jones.
Go on, David.
Come
A
on,
pint
go
for
on.
Saturday made a best. Made a
Top
best
man,
man
David.
win.
Top man. Good lad.
Good man, David. Thank you ever
But
so much. Go on, Dave.
yeah, I mean, look, yesterday I was a bit. Look, Walton didn't have much to do. Let's be fair, but again, there was times when.
Hold on, Mike. Hold on. Can we get this read out, please?
Craig at Portsmouth's wife clearly on the gin because it says Matt Phillips, what a lovely, friendly man. Coming from my wife Ruth after a brief chat. Well, yeah, that's why it was brief. She didn't get the full Matt Phillips.
Oh,
Matt
the umpire man eater.
Phil, Mike, before I let you go and bring in the parry, the beep, man of the match yesterday. Who was it and why?
Oh, we know.
Oh, well, clear. You don't have one assist and score 2 goals. Chaplin by miles, and I'd probably say Broadhead and Burgess probably a close second, and even Wes Burns a close third. So, do you know what I mean? But look, it was a good performance. We won 4-0. Let's not get too carried away because these are teams that we should be beating. Let's do another job on Tuesday. Let's get Accrington out of the way, and then get on to the next game and get a result there. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, mate.
David, you're a legend, mate. I'm so gutted I didn't get to meet you yesterday, but fortunately, work. And to be fair, I wish I hadn't gone to work last night, but it was a crap night. But there we are. Is what it is.
Well, we're here for you, Mike. We love you.
It was a good win, and
good man.
Just for Phil, Conor Chaplin's contract expires June 24.
Yeah, I've told him. He's on a 3-year deal in 2021.
What would he be? What would you put a price on Chaplin in, Mike?
Cool.
Go on, Mike. Be David Dickinson's real deal.
In League 2, probably around in League 1. Sorry, right now where he is. If a Championship club came in, they'd probably look to pay between 3.5, maybe 4 million for him. If we were in the Championship, probably double that and a bit more.
Yeah. Can we bought him for 800?
You know what I mean? That's all down to the league, isn't it?
You're right.
Yeah. Look, Chaplin is. I gave Chaplin some stick, and the thing is, 2 things has happened recently since Christmas, since the new signings have come in. As you were saying, the ball's got forward a lot quicker. We're not doing so much of this tippy-tappy passing crap. And Chaplin is doing what we said to do, and that's play a lot further forward and a lot more central. Using the box as his guideline rather than playing left wing back 1 minute and right wing back the next. And I think he's been really a really good signing for us. As much as he did drop off a bit, but he's a great player, man of the match for me.
All right, Mike, appreciate you coming on.
Good seeing you,
guys. Yeah,
look after yourself.
All the best.
Yeah, I couldn't hear him. I thought maybe the wife was playing games. There was, yeah.
I thought the black shirts had gone in the shop. When I went upstairs and got me top with my team points yesterday, they still had like ridiculous sizes, but in the black shirt, I thought it had all sold out now.
What do you mean ridiculous sizes?
Well, like triple X, and then the L on the end.
Triple I've never seen like 9XL, man.
Like bloody tens. That's why I had all them left.
There we go. Right. Steve, never liked Chaplin. That's because he's such a strong and good player. Always scores goals. It was the same at Portsmouth, and I hate it. Whereas we love it. Callie says Chaplins will be sold in the summer if we don't go up to balanced books, worth 3 to 5 in League One and 15 million plus in the Championship.
Well, let's cross that bridge when we come to it, right? That's the one for now. But
2 people left to come on the show. We've got Colin and Phil. We'll bring Phil on last because he didn't see yesterday's game, but he can talk about Accrington and Stanley on Tuesday. Colin, over to you, my man. What are your thoughts on the game yesterday?
Colin.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I thought it was just a very solid performance, really. I've got to say that I thought Burton, I thought they started okay. I thought it was going to be, like I said yesterday, I thought it was going to be a difficult this kind of afternoon, really.
Me too.
But we worked our way into the game, and once we scored that first goal, there was only going to be one side win that game, and they had to come out a little bit more. And I felt it was a really comfortable afternoon in the end, really. And I think, to be honest with you, I know I always say the same kind of things, but I firmly believe it. I think Tuesday night will be very similar. Very similar. I think they'll come with the same similar kind of, maybe not getting forward as much as maybe Burton did in the first 15, 20 minutes. But I think they'll come with that low block, as you call it these days, and try and try the old tricks like 2 or 3 teams have done just recently, try to turn us round towards the north stand, all those little tricks. It's not working. It's not working, Rich. It's not working. If anybody from Accrington is watching this, don't bother. Don't bother. It's not working.
Yeah.
You've heard it first from me, Rich, Matt, and Gov. It ain't working. So, I had a little chat with Melanie this morning, Melanie Burns, and I said to her, just keep that faith, my dear. She had that little inner voice, that little bit of nervousness. I said, don't be nervous. We'll go to Fleetwood. We might have to win there to get the second place. But we will do it. I tell you, we will do it. I think we're good enough to do it. I think we're getting a lot more confidence about us now. And we keep talking about these 2 games, and everybody's right. Barnsley and Derby. Do I think we can win both those games? I absolutely do.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
I do, Gav. I absolutely do. And I honestly believe if we can win both those games, or at worst get 4 points out of those 2 games, I think we'll get the second place.
What I would
I
say
really
is,
believe that.
I mean, all in on that.
Yeah, absolutely. What I would say is, for those that yet haven't got Colin's book, another reason to get Colin's book is you get an insight into people's football history, their upbringing, their character, their development.
I was thinking that, yeah.
Colin is the most positive man in the world because his dad was the most positive man in the world. And it all makes sense now when Colin tells me, don't worry, Gov, don't worry. Because in the book, his dad's telling Colin, don't worry, Colin, it's going to be okay. We'll score goals eventually. And it all makes sense now. It all just fits into place.
I was thinking exactly the same thing. Colin, here's a question for you. This car your dad got, was the Wolsey, was it?
Wolsey 1500.
What colour?
Maroon. It was CGV 195C.
These cheese sandwiches, did they come with pickle or without pickle?
Probably with pickle, more than likely.
Well, saying that, when we went to Burnley, Colin changed it up, Matt. We had corned beef.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Threw that. What, bit of pickle in there?
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
Love a little bit of corned beef. Also, we were talking not so long ago about the trip to Stoke in the 5th round of the FA Cup. And the lady came out. My mum came to that game, believe it or not. She never used to. And this lady, we were parked up. We got really early. That's where I get my earliness from, off of me dad. And we parked up. And this lady came out of her house with a tray of tea. I mean, we used to always take a flask and that kind of thing, like you did in the old days. And the lady came out, tapped on the window, and the pottery's there, and said, would you all like a cup of tea? And she'd made us all a cup of tea on a tray.
That's brilliant.
Amazing, isn't it? Amazing. You'd never see that today, probably. No. I'm not saying you wouldn't definitely see it, but it was all like quite that was the Victoria ground at Stoke.
Victoria ground.
That was the day, Gov, that Colchester beat Leeds United.
All right, Ray Crawford.
Miracles do happen then. Miracles do happen. Yeah. So when Colin said, get the book, Colin, this is your chance before I bring Phil in. Tell the people at home where to get your book, how much your book is, and what's happening on the 30th of March. Tell them all. Go on, Colin, over to you.
Well, we get the book from Amazon, and the book is called The Diary of an Obsession, and it's priced at £7.97, and the book launches on the 30th of March, of which a lot of my great friends now will all be there. It'll be a lovely evening and a lovely relaxed chat. We got Kevin Wilson coming, thanks to Rich and Jason Dazal. And again, I'll reiterate it as well. Matt Stannard. I know he doesn't like receiving praise, but Matt Stannard, like it's been said on here today, it's been an absolute revelation as regards this book, and my thanks to him. He knows I thank him, and I thank Rich as well. Rich has done a lot this last couple of 3 weeks as regards getting people in and selling tickets.
I'm looking forward to the second meeting at Cafe Nero, Colin. Do you reckon we'll get a bit of chocolate cake? You're coming, aren't you?
Well, I'm hoping to. Yeah. Do you know what day that is, Rich?
We'll sort it out, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'll try and get there, mate. I'll try and get there. You know, I will.
And if you're still in doubt, although you shouldn't be, you can read the first 30 pages for free on Amazon by clicking into the picture. It would seem. Yeah, there you go. So you can get a little bit of a taste for the first 30 pages of the book.
Gov, did you like the photograph of my dear mother?
Loved it. I'm loving the book, Colin. Full stop. Loving it. I will be honest with you. I was trepidatious when I picked it up. Wasn't quite sure. I'm not much of a reader. May surprise people. And I was like, okay, we'll give it a go. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I have thoroughly enjoyed reading it.
Thank you very much, Gov. And also, I didn't get to sign your book yesterday.
Don't worry. You're not going anywhere, Colin. So I'm not in any worry. And, you're going to do a flip on me.
Oh, Rick, can you give me Steve Parry's phone number, please?
Yeah, don't worry.
Just not on here.
We'll get a signed copy and Ian Davis next week.
Yeah, I'm doing 2 signed copies now. Taking them up, Gov, in the coach. One for Lee Bayliss and one for Ian Davis. Is that correct, Rich?
No, one for Stephen Parry.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. One for Stephen Parry, one for Ian Davis. That's right,
Colin,
yeah.
I love you and appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Look
after cheers, boys.
The best. Right. We've got 3-word takeaways just after.
If anyone wants tickets, get in contact with me on Twitter. We've 119 now we've got rid of.
Brilliant.
Almost, yeah.
I think it only holds. They said it only holds 150 in there, doesn't it?
Well, I don't know. We'll get We're talking town. We'll do what we want.
We do what we want.
We'll do what we want. Freddie Ladapo, before we go to 3-word takeaways and then Phil, Freddie Ladapo deserves a big mention. How did you see his game yesterday? Is he going to be the 20-goal striker we all thought he could be or wouldn't be?
Yeah.
He's gone through that dry period and still coming out the other side.
How many games did it take him to get off the mark, go? Was it 10?
Yes, it was.
And we all remember, I think, was it the Northampton game, Matt, in the Papa John's, when he was getting a little bit of stick from the crowd, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's on 14 now.
And then he scored. I think the signing of George Hurst, I think that's upped his game, Freddie. I know Hurst played the last couple of 3 games, but Freddie knows now that he's got someone who can come in and take his place. Before, no disrespect, he had Ghassan Ahabni or Caden Jackson, in that central striking role. He's got, 16 in all competitions. Scored more in the league. I think he's got 12 in the league, Matt. That was more than he got for Rotherham last season. Looks a completely different player now to me, But he did say when he came in, it was all about. I remember when I was where was I on holiday? I was in the Maldives when I landed and he'd signed, and I watched the show when he done. He had the Rotherham guy on, and he said plays in it too. So he's had to learn how to play this new system, and I think sometimes, as fans, we want them to hit the ground running and go on the team, start scoring goals, and it doesn't work like that all the time. But now he knows his role in the team. Looks confident, doesn't he, Martin? I think now looks a lot more confident. And when the ball falls,
I think you're right about Hurst. I think there's more energy about him. He's like, because they said the Rotherham guy said he's a bit of an enigma. He might not chase, the lost ball or anything, and he was doing all that yesterday. So I think you're right. Competition.
And his finish was very, Ladapo Rotherham-esque yesterday.
Beautiful, Great ball through.
Did you two think when he went through he was going to miss? I thought no. It was just like one of them goals. We're in the warm-up, Matt, and they do them little passes through, and they just roll it like that.
No, lovely. It's great.
It was the instinctive finisher we thought we were getting when we watched the pre-season friendlies.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that showed how quick we played. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah. Balls in the net.
Absolutely. It's completely different. Look, I know the context and the situation was different, but it's completely different to them Cambridge and Bristol Rovers games. I mean, just two different. It's like 2 different clubs.
Yeah, there's more of an
Different at home, right?
urgency.
I know it's different at home, right? But let's see what next Saturday brings. But you know, as you said, Rich, no, I don't think anyone can live with us when we're playing like that. That looks like a team that's had money spent on it.
Yeah, and there seems to be a different feel from the players. Like when the reactions to situations, goals, incidences, they're more of a dragging us over the line, kicking and screaming if we have to. Like from players like Chaplin, Harry Clark yesterday wanted the ball down the right much faster, was more insistent on what he wanted from it. Just seems to be something more about us, and I like it. It's an edge. There's an edge to us.
Well, that's what was so good about the FA Cup games. When we played like Burnley and Rotherham, the home ones, and I said I really enjoyed those because, like you two said, you're playing with freedom, aren't you? Because it's competition. There's no points at stake. If you go out, you go out. We won't expect to win it anyway. So they played with a little bit more freedom. I think you've seen that in the styles that we've had with the Forest Green, albeit not very good, and yesterday against a team that was quite hot on the form table.
Absolutely. Rich, over to you. 3-word takeaways, and then we're going to go Phil Blundell, Accrington Stanley.
Right, let's fly through some. Ian Davis, bottom 4 bullies. Lee, faint sheet. Edwards, no sponsor. Have they said anything about that? Why had us chat with no sponsor on?
We all noticed that, didn't we?
Yeah, weird.
And then it appeared. What's going on?
Lee Anderson, maybe just maybe. Rob Pooley, keep Chaplin fit. Steve ITFC, Jackson for Burns. Loads of crying emojis. Don't ever say Caden Jackson should be playing to the Wes Burns. Anybody. Ben Moore, one in the midfield. Ben, ITFC. Burns back firing. Richard Chandler, love our club. Lee Bayliss, job well done. Daniel Jackson, super. Mass Luongo. Steve Parry with a clinical. Steve G, top 2 incoming. Jody Richardson, job well done. Dean Mitchell, no. Chaplin, hat-trick. Do you want to get a hat-trick this season, boys?
No.
Don't know, not sure.
Mike Woods, another clean sheet. Tractor Boy Botswana, shout out. Tractor Boy Botswana. Mass was massive. Gary L, onwards and upwards. Jason Fulcher, Luongo, different gravy. Space Chimp, Massimo, new contract. Matt said that. Colin Spalding, far from over. Ollie Draper, Massimo, midfield masterclass. Samantha, love this club. Adrian Hawes, harder test head. Andrew Peck, front three, superb. Mark Rattle, just keep winning. Keith Dono, keep looking forward. Nathan Atwood, keep on believing. Daniel Bradish, keep same again Tuesday. MLS, keep Luongo fit. Simon Brown, keep on pushing. Smithy, Town, show ruthlessness. HE, Luongo must start. Paul P, Luongo a go-go.
Luongo a go-go.
Just keep winning. Mark Goddard, build on that. Jeff, Luongo is class. David, Strang, Burton were abysmal.
Correct.
NL, total football commitment. Sharon Guest, her game too. Matt Stannard, never swap ends. Simon,
annoys me.
Catchball. Sarah Woodley, Freddie Ladapo, Peter Dowling, us all Plymouth. Andrew Morley, Pigeon on the crossbar. Simpkins, one here for Martin Simpkins. Harry's fist pump. Go on, Harry.
Fuck no.
Christine Smith, simply the best. Big bad Bobby 69. He's got loads. Chaplin strike goal, pass goal. Massimo Luongo baller. Yeah.
He played Burton. Massimo Luongo love coming through. He's huge.
Loving him. Keep them coming in. Yeah. We do them every week.
Yeah, I can't. Keep believing coming through quite strong.
The sponsor thing. He came on the pitch without a sponsor on his shirt, didn't he? Then, at what point did he change it?
When did they get that other shirt? It was when Humphreys come on.
Was it?
But how did they get that? I didn't see a shirt go. I don't know what happened. I'm friends with James Pullen on Facebook, on Messenger. I'm going to message him this afternoon. I want to know what happened. This was nearly up there when Janoy Danasian, did he leave his shirt in the dressing room?
Yeah.
When Cookie was there.
Yeah.
Where's the shirt?
Do you know, I actually really liked it, and I want to know why you can't pay extra to get a shirt without the sponsor on.
Yeah, I agree. Especially when you've got like gambling companies on there that we've had previous.
I remember Leeds United, when they were under Kappa, they had no sponsor, Matt. They were just white shirts, looked brilliant. But I said to you at the statue yesterday, I don't know if everyone remembers the Spurs Coventry 87 Cup final. Go look at the footage of that. There's some of them with sponsors. I think there's some of them with different sponsors, and there's some of them with no sponsors. Weird.
That's unbelievable, isn't it? Can you imagine that now?
I just really like the shirt. I'm not one for football shirts, as you know. I just looked at it and I thought, I'd buy that. That looks really nice.
Yeah, I agree.
Without all the stuff over it. Not disparaging Ed Sheeran. I like Ed Sheeran. He's a great artist, but it looked good.
For years, of course, Barcelona refused to have a sponsor on their shirt. They said it would sully their good name, and now they've got Spotify on there. Spotify Nou Camp. You turned.
I think they have UNICEF. Did have UNICEF?
It was UNICEF for decades, wasn't it? A very long time.
Charity. That was okay because it was like it was on there for nothing.
Anyway, shout out to our sponsor, Ed Sheeran. He's been playing at the MCG.
Yeah, he's over there.
108,000, Matt.
Very good.
He's not doing too bad for himself, is he? The boy from Fram.
No wonder he's like, yeah, do it for another season, guys.
When I got home last night, there were 3 lads impersonating him on that ITV show. Starstruck,
yeah.
Pretty good. There you go.
It's a real shite version of Stars in Your Eyes.
Like, that's what it is, basically, isn't it? Yeah.
Who would you be? Who would you be, Gov? Who would you come through when you come through the mist?
Oh, I don't know. I'd want to be someone like, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. I sing all sorts, you know that. I sing anyone's songs, really. I mean,
you'd be someone from like the Europop era, Dr. Alban.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I don't know. I'd be, I don't know, Meatloaf. I'd do anything for love, but I won't do. Bat out, yeah, absolutely. Right. Talking about Bat Out of Hell, let's get out of here in a moment. But first of all, let's bring in this man here who has his book, ladies and gentlemen. He has got the Diary of an Obsession. He reads that on the way to.
Are you coming to the evening, Phil? Are you coming to the evening?
Oh, you're muted, Phil. We can't hear you.
You're on mute, mate. You're on mute.
Can't hear you.
I can't change you, mate. That's it. There you go.
I haven't bought a ticket yet, but I will do.
They're free.
Free, mate.
Obviously.
Yeah.
No excuses, Phil. It's a free ticket. It's a great night out. The only drawback is you'll see Rich. Sorry about that.
That doesn't matter.
Good. Phil.
I just want to add something. I don't talk about this ever to people because I bore them with it, but I'm actually autistic myself.
No, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Like I said, I thought it was fantastic yesterday, Phil, what Chaplin and what Wes Burns done. And look, all-inclusive football club, brilliant.
I hope Chaplin stays next season. If we're in League One next season, we're gonna need his goals because when he first came to the club, I thought he was always a player at Barnsley that I hugely admired because he was kind of the go-to guy for the goals, and he's now really showing that he's recaptured that form for me after a couple of seasons. Yeah, really good.
Would you make any changes for Accrington Stanley, Phil?
We have to, don't we? Because Leif Davis is injured.
You got one force change potentially outside of the force change.
Probably not. No, I'm saying. Look, I mean, people were saying, before the game yesterday, that the team should remain unchanged, and I think I'm saying he might make one or two changes. I'm saying he made one or two changes for the Burton game anyway. Might make one or two changes for Tuesday night. I can see that happening. I can't see who would bring in, but I mean, I think since the new arrivals have come into the club now, we're now seeing them gelling. We are going into a run of fairly tough games. Back end of the season now, and we've got a settled team now, which is something that we've been kind of wondering what is our best 11. Since around Christmas time, what is our best 11? I think we're now kind of seeing it right now. I think that with the players that he's been playing, that group is probably our strongest right now. And I certainly love the fact that the likes of Luongo and Broadhead and Clark, are playing some really good football for us. And I'm saying if we don't finish the top two, then for me personally, I think the experience we've had of our cup run this season will see us in good stead for the playoffs. Sad to say that, but I wouldn't mind a day out at Wembley. I mean, we're one of 6 teams that haven't played at the new Wembley yet since it opened. So
yeah, Blackburn's another. Crawley, Colchester, Hartlepool. I know them all.
He does.
I was there. I was there at the old Wembley back in May 2000 with my dad, and when Roos hit the back of the net late on, I burst into tears. I was absolutely on cloud nine that afternoon. And just
what odds for that again? Ipswich Barnsley at New Wembley. Could happen.
Possibly. I was gonna say if we do finish the playoffs, I mean, say who would you like us to play if we finish third? Who do you think will finish in that 6th place berth?
Well, Wickham with under Bloomfield are like they've got a bit of momentum. I think they drew 1-1 yesterday, didn't they? But have they got games in hand or something?
It'll be the top six at the minute.
He's locked in.
Peterborough too far behind.
Yeah, that's true. Shrewsbury as well.
Shrewsbury, they've done really well, but they're not probably going to get inside the top 6. I think it'd be what's there now.
I think Shrewsbury's role at the moment is to sort of bugger up your season a little bit.
Yeah, we've got to play them,
Derby, right? Because they were 2 down. Then we've got the 2-2. Then they come to us in a couple of weeks. So you just got to be mindful of them, I think. Cottrell's got them in some kind of form.
So yeah, I was going to say that they put a shift and a half against Derby yesterday, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely so. Yeah,
I was going to say that we've got 6 remaining home games now, and on paper I've put all 6 down as victories. So that's 18 points. Added to the 66 we've got, that's 84. So we need two wins away, perhaps, and maybe a draw. Will probably do it for us. But it's on 90-91.
Would that be enough?
I like to think so. I would say, any team finishing third on at least 90 points, and there's got to be something wrong with that.
Yeah. What did we finish third under Royal? Didn't we? Was that 87?
Yeah, I think it was 87 in 2005. Yeah.
He was unlucky not to start that season.
I think we were pipped by 1 point. Was it Man City with 88 or 89?
I can't remember what it was.
I think it was. I would say you had Charlton and Man City didn't go up that season.
So as things stand, you'd play Barnsley in the first semi, and then Bolton, Derby would be the other one. The only team I think would be Derby out of those 3 because of the Paul Warne factor and the know-how in getting out of the division.
I think the pitch at Wembley Field would suit us. Big pitch. I think we could pull teams all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say going back to the playoff final in 2000, I think the second semi-final, the other game played first the night before, Barnsley Birmingham, and I watched it and I thought to myself, when that finished, and the Barnsley fans were celebrating about it, I knew deep down in my own heart that Ipswich would go to Wembley and win that game simply because Ipswich were playing with pace. I would say that season we finished third. We were playing with some really good pace, and Barnsley had a slightly different style of play to them. And that's why I think that would be also key going into the playoffs.
And we've done them 6-1 at home on that August bank holiday.
What's Colin on about in the chat there? Sheffield Wednesday know better than us. They're 8 points clear of us, Colin. They're not beaten for 21 games. This is why they're getting promoted, and we're still.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true.
That game in hand that Sheffield Wednesday's got is against Barnsley. one of the 2 games that Barnsley have got is against Sheffield Wednesday. So for me, I don't really care who wins that for me. But I'm gonna say if Barnsley win it, I would say Wednesday they're still going to be about 8 points ahead of us.
Yeah.
So. It's one of them.
We're chasing Plymouth, aren't we? Let's be honest. Wednesday have gone. They've gone.
Chasing second, yeah.
It's all you need. It's all you need. Phil, Ladapo or Hurst? Final question before I let you go.
I think Ladapo. I think just I'm saying I didn't watch the game, but I watched the highlights and just looking for the highlights there. It looks as though that Ladapo was playing a bit deeper. Certainly in the first half. I
think Broadhead was pushed on a lot further. I think you're right in that in that analysis. And then Chaplin's obviously, as Rich said earlier, playing further forward. It's funny because they're both playing really well, except Hurst isn't quite getting the goals.
No, he's not.
And the goals are what you want from your central striker. But Ladapo went through that, Rich. Maybe it's just a growing pain of a central striker in a McKenna system.
People were writing Hurst, Ladapo, like I said earlier, after 10 games. So I've been impressed by Hurst. But what do you say, Gov? Better strikers?
I like my score goals. I'm old-fashioned that way. I like my strikers to score goals.
He weren't scoring goals for Blackburn either, was he? On loan now.
He weren't doing minutes, was he?
He's not really done much other than the Portsmouth loan, where he scored double figures.
Absolutely. All right. Phil, get that ticket for the night out. Get along.
See you there, Phil.
Come and say hello. And a pleasure, as always, to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon. Tuesday night, we have got a Matchday ticket from the courtesy of our own home.
You're not going?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he lives down the road as well.
Unbelievable.
Hang on. Don't leave me out to fucking dry. You're on my own, Matthew Phillips.
He lives down the road.
Who's on the show Tuesday night with me?
Don't know. Who? Neil Moles, who was there yesterday. Shout out, Neil.
Rarity. Never seen us lose this year, Neil. And who else? Who else?
Who got in?
You! Leaving me out to dry here.
I'll do Tuesday.
That means Rich will be on the radio duty, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to hear Rich's thoughts, he'll probably be doing radio.
What time did you arrive at the game yesterday, Rich? Anyway, you were struggling, weren't you, to get in there?
Well, we were. I just bloody run the line yesterday, and I'm glad. Right, I had my trainers on, my white trainers on.
Oh,
so
no.
the guy who runs Archie's team, I messaged him in the week. Said, if you need a ref, I can ref. He said, I think I've got a ref, but you can run the line. I said, not that keen. I stood there, didn't I, before the game. There was me and one other dad, and he's come over the flag, and I'm thinking, fuck's sake, he's going to get me. But luckily, I had my boots in the back of the car because otherwise my trainers were knackered. I run the line. We got there about 20 past 2. Parked in a little spot out by Sainsbury's that I've got out there that no one else knows.
It's your secret spot now, isn't it?
Yeah, and happy days. Walked in, got in the ground about 3:15.
What about you, Gov? Where did you park up yesterday? Did you get in the Pullman Road?
In the car park.
You got in there, yeah?
In the car park. We have this issue at the moment at Talking Town Towers where the technology is broken. So I've got one phone to record and actually be my own mobile phone. So a pre-game show was had to be suspended because I was never going to have the pre-game show. It's broke. I dropped it.
Of course.
Of course. After the last home game, I dropped it on in the car park and the screen went. So that's gone. So yesterday, my phone was on aeroplane mode for 90% of the day. Wife was fuming at 6:30. Oh my God. If I hadn't done the show, I don't know what she thought I'd been up to, but good Lord, I got it right in the ear hole. And rightfully so, because I was unavailable all day just to try and make sure we had a post-game show.
All day? She couldn't get hold of you?
No, not all day.
Big shout out Lee Brown. Gave me a bottle of Johnny Walker whiskey.
Why did he give you a bottle of whiskey?
Where was ours?
I think he got it for Christmas and stuff. He's not a whiskey drinker. He said, do you want it? I said, yeah, why not? Ship it in.
The whiskey drink, I like the vodka drink, I like the lager drink, I like the cider drink.
That was good. I got to go in the shop. I rarely get to go in the shop, so I got this, like I say.
Matt actually said to him, how much do you want for it? And he went, nothing. He went, I'll have it. Anything that's free, Matt will have.
Well, I offered to pay for it.
Isn't that right, Matt? Anything that's free, you'll be all over it, even if you don't actually want it. So who are you going to give it with? Who are you going to give it to?
I'm going to drink it, me. Bit of Coke. Coke and ice. Lovely.
Are you actually enjoy it?
Yeah.
See, I'm not much of it, to be fair. I've never really got the taste of it.
Big wine guy, preferably Romanian.
We know that.
Big Guinness guy, brandy guy, whiskey guy.
Just any. Right, we're done. We're back on Tuesday night. Match day ticket, pre-game, post-game. Was the hat free, says James, to finish the show?
I'll be at the game. Don't worry. The proper fans will be there.
My wife bought me this for when we went to Tenerife. There you go. Nice. Man from Del Monte Vibe. I think it was Mike Baker who said it last week in the chat. Matt's got a Del Monte house. I thought, well, we've won 4-0. I like to say yes.
Even the fishermen will be there on Tuesday night.
Good.
Cool. It must be a big occasion if Mike's going to be there, to be honest.
We're done. Let's have another performance like we had yesterday. That's what we want to see.
That's the man from Del Monte, very positive. That is the patron saint of tickets. Diary of Session tickets are available. Get in contact with him. He'll make it happen. I'm the Gov. This is Talking
Town. I'll make your night.
Many people have heard that and been underwhelmed.
You make me smile when I think of you. If I am down or when I am blue, I can't get enough. Oh, yes, you make me happy. I feel so fine. Oh, how I wish that you were mine. I can't get enough. Oh, yes, I woke up all soaked in sweat, with chills running down my neck. I thought went crazy from just the thought of you.